Well, welcome back, everybody. Today we got Lewis, one of my most recent clients. He's had some big shifts and some big changes. I want to get him on to kind of talk about his experience and some of the things that he went through, some of the transformations he's had, and kind of what his life is like since all this work. Lewis, thanks for hopping on with us today.
Thanks for having me. Good to be here.
Awesome, awesome. So, how about you go ahead and take a minute or so, just kind of introduce yourself to people, kind of tell them kind of like what you do, your bit of your background.
Yeah, sure. Name's Lewis. I'm on the East Coast. Been working a desk job for a while. Um, and I had spent some time doing self-improvement
Hmm.
on myself. I was noticing that I had issues in life that didn't make sense and I wanted to resolve, just interacting with people, thinking about myself. I didn't have all my thoughts under control. So I started a
Hmm.
journey to, different things, meditation, readings, different experiences, getting some help from different boot camps and such. And I was on that journey for like on and off for a few years, making
Hmm.
progress, which is good. But then one day I came to like a critical point, like a boiling point. It was actually back in, I want to say this January. So we're in
Okay.
August now. Yeah. And all the progress I was making was starting to, something was, alarms were going off in my head. It's like, wait, you're making a lot of progress. There's nothing really wrong with you. You have all this capability. Why are
Hmm.
you making all this progress? What are you trying to do? What do you want? What are you doing? And I couldn't answer that
Hmm.
question. I couldn't answer it. I was like, holy shit, I can't answer this. And I knew that there was nothing in life beyond answering this question. I had no life. That's what it felt like. It felt like everything was,
Ah,
it's pointless. What the hell? No, I need to answer this question and I cannot do it alone. I can't.
interesting.
So I remembered some you were on a video with someone. I saw you on the internet somewhere, and I made a
Hmm.
note made a note of you when I saw you first. I said, "That guy's too cool. He's not for me. I'm never going to talk to him." But I remember something you said in one of your
Hmm.
videos or whoever you were interviewing with that said, "You help men figure out like what it is they're supposed to be doing, like what they should be working towards
Hmm.
for them." And I said, "That's very specific to exactly what I'm trying to solve."
Awesome.
So I reached out to you. I said, let's do this. I'm not holding back. I don't have time to waste in my life. Let's go. And we had
Awesome.
our initial chat for a few minutes, and I couldn't understand completely, like consciously, that you were understanding what I was saying, but I
Hmm.
felt inside like a reaction just in our first consultation, just like,
Hmm.
hey, introduction. I felt a reaction inside me, like something's happening. That chat alone, we haven't even done a session. That chat alone is like sending off alarms. And I'm not going to fight this, but he's like understanding. What the hell? I didn't even really say much. He just kind of just got it by the way, my mannerisms, what have you.
Hmm.
So, and then we had a session, our first session,
Hmm.
like a few days after that, a week, something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Cool. So, it sounds like you've been on a journey for a while. You've been doing a lot of work. You're hustling, you're grinding, you're getting everything done. You're kind of doing everything that everybody says you're supposed to be doing,
Yeah.
and you're getting all the results that people say you should be getting. But you kind of
Yes.
had this realization of like that's not enough. There's missing some purpose in life. There's missing meaning, and you're really
Yes.
trying to get something deeper. And that was kind of like what triggered you to kind of reach out to figure out what else was going on, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what was that major goal? What were you really looking for? What were you really looking to get from this work?
Yeah. It's funny. I'll tell you because I'm getting it right now. So it's great.
Mm.
I was, I wanted complete and absolute lack of doubt and like acting
Mm.
without lament. I wanted to say, no, no, who am I and what am I doing? I don't want to hear about anything around me. Who am I and what
Hmm.
am I doing without any kind of regret or doubts or self-talk? Like, no, 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 stop, stop, stop. You have
Okay.
to be able to answer this question. Like, you want what you want? And I wanted to
Okay.
just be able to know that so that I could put all my energy, all my focus, all my being behind it. I sense that if I can put all of my being and energy behind something,
Hmm.
truly knowing without with a beyond a shadow of a doubt, that I will feel truly like just me, like
Mm.
really me. And I want to experience that. Like I think life is meant to experience that moment of you really being yourself without anything in your mind saying, oh, you should have done this or you should do that or people are thinking this or blah blah. Fuck all that. That's what I was looking for.
I love that. I love that. That's a sense of freedom that most people don't even really consider because
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Most of the time we end up, doing all these societal narratives and what everybody tells us what to do and all that other stuff, and it's really hard to break free from that and just be yourself. So hypnosis is kind of a weird thing. 99% of people out there have never really heard about it. They don't really know much about it. Did you have any reservations or any concerns about doing hypnosis and using that as a methodology to kind of address some of these issues and make that change?
Yeah. Yeah. So I never told anyone,
Mm-hmm.
about it, but yeah, of course. It's
Mm-hmm.
natural. Like, okay, someone's going in my mind, an area that I haven't mastered, right?
Yep.
And I have to really trust them and know them, or just have faith that I will still be myself and that they are going to help me. And
Mm-hmm.
what's really interesting, at least for me, it was because I guess because of the journey I'd been taking for a while before I went to
Mm-hmm.
hypnosis, which was dramatically just so fast. The results, but I had built up within myself, and I remembered, hey,
Mm-hmm.
you have capability and competence and faith in yourself, even if it's a little messed up right now.
Mm-hmm.
You have to believe that you're going for help for a reason. You have to
Right.
believe that you are going to put in the work also to the best of your ability and try
Mm-hmm.
your hardest the entire time. You're not just going to put it on someone else. They're there, but like with everything else in life, remember what you succeeded in life.
Yep.
You have to give your best effort, or else there's no point. It's about you. So I
Mm-hmm.
use that to help myself. But yes, it was, of course, reservations. That makes sense.
Right. 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 Cool. Cool. So it sounds like you kind of like met those reservations. You're like, no, this is kind of the thing that I need to do. Um, that's awesome. What kinds of things, as we worked through the process, as we went through these different sessions, what were the kinds of things that you sort of realized during the sessions? What were some of those like breakthroughs and aha moments that you had?
Too many to count. Yeah,
That's a great answer. What were some of the biggest ones for you?
let's see. I'll see. I'll try to do the ones I can remember. So one of the biggest ones was, and I'm glad you helped me with this,
Hmm.
because it's not just hypnosis. It's also like there's more support behind it, that why it makes
Hmm.
sense. Um, was that the feelings that I'm having are there was I could feel them like more intensely, and
Hmm.
now I can feel them all the time. But whereas before,
Hmm.
maybe once a year, I felt my emotions.
Really?
It,
Wow.
yeah, yeah, and that's I like had a mental block from my body's emotions and any of my emotions to like my mind. So that was, I mean, that's the huge one, and the reason
Hmm.
that's huge, as you already know, is that's a part of you, and it gives you feedback. It gives you information. It's something to
Mm.
give attention to. There's no reason in rejecting any part of yourself. That literally doesn't make any sense at all. What the hell? Why would you do that? Why? You're the most
Right.
important thing there is. Why would you reject any part of yourself? That doesn't make sense. So that was a huge one. Another one was this is subtle. It was like trusting my mind.
Mm.
The actual practice and feeling, and I do it every day now, by the way.
Hmm.
I did it a couple times today, where I can just say, wait. I could feel your brain, the muscle, like kind of
Hmm.
muscle relaxed.
Mm.
And you just put your faith in it, and it felt like it's gonna handle it. Have
Mm.
faith in your mind to do its part. But I could feel
Mm.
that for the first time. And I use it today with
That's
learning.
amazing.
I do. I'm like, dude, with my Muay Thai, I'm like, all right, think a little bit, trust the brain, relax. It has a job to do also. Don't try to think all the fucking time. It's psychotic. There's other parts of you to use. So that was huge. You so like, dude, you're giving tools that I use that are part of how you should be operating.
Mm.
Um, the other one was big, and I'm hesitant to tell people about it, so I'll share it now, and
Okay.
you can do what you want with it. But this is going to sound weird to most people, I think. But I did experience, and I didn't expect to experience it, ego death. That's
Mm.
the best way I can describe it. Where I was panicking a lot before we did our session, like very a lot, and I realized that I felt that two identities were battling inside me. One was the
Got
true
it.
identity, the other was more of a it was an identity that helped me at a time,
Right.
but it wasn't helping me anymore. And that's
Mm.
that's what brought me to you in the first place. They were starting to fight, and the one inside, the real me, was coming out, and I was scared. I was scared of
Mm.
me, like the real me. I don't know how to describe this, so that's how I'm gonna explain it.
Go for it.
And he was coming out, and I was afraid of him. I was afraid of myself. I was terrified of myself, like my
Interesting.
true ability. And I'm like, but it was the fake me that was afraid of the real me. And
Mm.
that it felt like, not to scare anybody, but it felt like I was gonna die. But then I said, wait, no, 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 stop, stop, stop. Remember your competence, your faith in yourself. Stand
Mm.
up, focus, believe in yourself, allow yourself to operate. Let's go through this door.
Mm.
Because if you really believe in yourself, you'll make it. You're going to make it.
Yeah.
And you know what? Why does it like it's there for a reason? Let's go face this thing. No more running away. But we've had enough of that
Mm.
shit. You gonna live now or not? Are you gonna live right now or not? Like honestly, what the hell are you doing? Let's go.
Yep. Yep.
So just I guess I had realizations that came to me, but also learning too.
Mm.
Different like that. And the books help too. I went further with the books. The
Mm.
books
Great.
help. It's good to read them, engage with them, think about them, let them feel what they feel, and it gives you more perspective. And then your
Yeah.
mind grows and say, hey, I like growing.
Yeah.
I like developing. This leads me to something more.
Yeah. That piece on identity is so huge because so often, you know, we reach a point in our lives where we kind of don't like who we are. And at that point, it's like, well, we can't allow ourselves to be ourselves. So we have to create a different self, or create a different image, create a different ego identity, you know, a conscious identity of something like that to strive for.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm an entrepreneur, or I'm a Muay Thai guy, or, you know, I'm a scientist or a PhD or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
And when that's the way you've lived for so long, letting go of that identity, letting go of that concept can be horrifying. It can be really horrifying because you don't know. It's like you're kind of operating without a net. But the
Yes.
beautiful thing is, once you get to a place where you can actually accept all of what you really are and come to terms with all of what you really are, then letting that go of that fake identity, letting go of that facade, that mask that you've been wearing, frees you to actually be who you really are, and frees you to actually live the life you're supposed to be living, as opposed to living the life you think you have to live because you're not allowed to be who you are. And
That's right.
that's huge. That's like, you know, most people have to do a lot of therapy, a lot of psychedelics, you know, go on spiritual
Yeah.
journeys and meditate for years. Like, yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah. And you don't have to. I'm
Yeah.
gonna say this. Everything you need, it's already inside you.
Yep.
You have what you have it. It's in you.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, you're right. That was huge. It was scary. Once you let go of that and accept all of yourself,
Hmm.
and you're okay with it without using external judgments, just wait, stop. This is me, right? Stop. I'm not gonna
Right.
judge myself. This is who I am. I like whatever banana flavor that's just you. Accept it.
Yeah.
You don't want to go back to lies. Your mind won't let you.
Mm.
It no. You'd rather fight for yourself. You want to fight to be yourself. That's what you like. You love it. You love just being yourself. There's nothing
That's
like it.
amazing.
It's not addictive. It's not something you chase. It's more like an honoring yourself. It's yeah,
Mm.
that's what it feels like.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So, what kinds of things were like the most surprising to you about going through this process?
I was surprised. Two things. Two things that I can think of. I was surprised that it wasn't. I thought it was going to be like a slog. Like we're going to be at this.
Hmm.
Like all right, 3 hours every other day. We're going to fix your fucked up brain identity.
Hmm.
For like 7 months, and we're. But I was surprised that you were able to. I'm going to give you
Hmm.
credit here. I was
Thank you.
surprised that you were able to, and very surprised. Hold on, let me emphasize this. Me personally, I was very impressed and surprised at your ability to understand something that I could not consciously communicate to myself nor
Mm.
anybody else in my life. So I was surprised at how efficient you were at like just getting it, like right at it. So that was surprising. I thought it would be a lot. Uh, Now it ended up being emotionally taxing on me, of course.
Yeah.
But I thought it would just be many, many sessions for a long time. Like
Hmm.
therapy would be. I've never done therapy.
Right.
I never really believe in that bullshit. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about therapy? I'm not gonna relive. No, shut up. But I want results, man. I don't have fucking time to
Hmm.
be wasting
Hmm.
it, right? Because
Hmm.
I want to live my life now, not
Hmm.
10 years from now. Wasting my time.
Mm.
So that was surprising. The other thing was when you gave me the assignment, like, hey,
Yeah.
for X amount of time, I need you to stop doing what you were doing before. Relax, take it easy. It's okay to just
Mm.
chill. It's okay.
Mhm.
In fact, it's more than fucking okay. You deserve it. Relax.
Mhm.
And that was an assignment. And I was happy to continuously throughout the day remind myself and work with that. And
Mhm.
I guess because of the session we did, I was really able to give myself that love. I said,
Mm.
no, no, this is for me. I was like communicating with myself. Like I
Mm.
built a relationship with myself. Sounds
That's
weird,
awesome.
but it was the greatest thing I've ever done. Building a relationship
That's
with
amazing.
myself. Yeah. Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, that speed component is huge, right? Like if you've been at this for a few years, like you don't want to spend years and years more, right? And
No.
for those of us who are on that path of we've got things to do, we've got dreams, we got goals, we're on a mission, like we can't be spending a whole lot of time messing around. We got to get effective change fast,
Yes.
you know. And that's and I love how when you get somebody like yourself who's self-aware and is willing to do the work and is willing to go through stuff, it can happen just so quickly. When you're willing to face the things about yourself you don't really like, when you're willing to face the things that you know are not necessarily socially acceptable, it's
Yeah.
man, it can happen quick. It can happen really quick. So, what
Yeah.
was the hardest part of your experience? What did you struggle with the most going through this process?
What I struggled with the most was, and maybe this is just something on me, but I wouldn't do this again, is that I wasn't sure when I there were times that I struggled afterwards when but I kept working for like a
Hmm.
long months. I kept like, hey, remember what you learned, return to center, return to who you are, practice living as yourself in the world
Mm.
that doesn't really directly support you, and it shouldn't. That doesn't make sense for the world to do that. And I kept at it. I said, no, no, this is important. I remember how I felt in the sessions. I remember that feeling. That is more important than anything. I kept that in my mind. I kept
Hmm.
going back to that. I said, no, no, no. That was everything you could have ever possibly felt about yourself. Nothing
Mm.
else in life, no one else in life has anything to do with this. This is more important to you than anything. You know that. Don't forget.
Mm.
That was challenging in the world, but I wanted to face that challenge. I like challenges, honestly. So I guess that was a good habit. I was like, hey, bring it on.
Good.
But I didn't want to create a habit at the same time of like feeling any kind of way bad about it. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, no, hold on. How do you honestly feel? Okay, let's go with that. And
Mm.
the other thing to extension of that was it actually I was trying to figure out when I had something come up inside, like something new, because
Hmm.
once we do a session, other things can come up later. It's possible, but
Yeah.
you're more they're now able to even come up in the first place,
Hmm.
and you're able to detect them
Hmm.
and say, "Oh, let me try to work on it." And I would try, and if I got to a point where I really couldn't go any further, I reached back out again. I said, "Hey, look, this is what I've tried." Um,
Yeah.
and I think it was important that I didn't just like I don't know, maybe it's just me. I was like, "Hey, man, fix this for me." Yeah, I could do that, but that's not me engaging fully with you or the process
Right.
or myself. So
Mm.
there's a balance between pushing yourself, but like
Hmm.
knowing, okay, yeah, I have a stopgap here, and that's okay.
Yeah. 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 And the thing is, like, it takes a lot of self awareness to say, okay, I'm not actually going to be able to fix this on my own. Like that's one of the biggest things that I think holds a lot of people back is this idea of I've got to do it on my own. I can't ask for help, right? Or if I just keep on going long enough, if I just bang my head against this wall long enough, it's going to give. It's like you can, but it's probably not going to work the way you really want it to. And
No,
yeah,
no, 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 it won't.
yeah,
And actually, I'm glad you brought that up. Earlier today, I had something I was dealing with,
hmm,
and I said, okay, try different things until you start play with it.
hmm,
Play with what you're feeling, why, and
yep,
just let it come to you. This is another challenge that do you think they were going to go away forever?
yep,
No, they're not going
hmm,
to go away, but it means something to you on some level. So I didn't say, oh no, F that feeling, or like, oh, it means
yeah,
this. No, 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 stop, stop, stop. I'm not a dictator here. I'm myself.
Hmm.
So I just kept playing with that, and I got something which was empowering out of it. I was like, oh shit, noted.
Mm.
That's important. So you're
Good,
right.
good, good, good. Awesome. So, was there any point, like during the process going through this, that you felt like you wanted to quit?
Ooh. Um, I would yes, yes.
Okay.
There was a moment. Yeah. But that was the bitch in me from being raised how I was. And I was like, wait, that's the bitch in you. Like so when I wanted to quit, and I felt like that's the bitch in you. Then I got angry. I was like, I'm gonna beat this guy's fucking ass through the computer monitor. And I was like, stop, stop, stop. That's not,
Okay.
that's being childish. What are you really
Right.
afraid? Then I turned back to myself. Like, all right, come on. What's the problem? Be honest. What's the
Mm-hmm.
problem, right? But yeah, it was like this is challenging in a
Mm.
very intimate and personal way. I'm like, holy
Mm-hmm.
shit. And I said, well, dude, you know what? It's okay not to be good at something you've done
Mm.
for the first time. It's relax, chill out.
Right.
We can just, hey, it went this way. I could tell that you could understand how the process was going for me, and that
Mm-hmm.
I could say, hey, look, I think I need a little bit more, or whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
that went through my mind during the process very fast. And I said, oh, we're back. I'm here. I opened up again. I
Got
said,
it.
I'm cool. I'm cool.
Got it. Got it. So there was it was the intimate and getting really deep, and just like having to confront the depth of what you had to do. That was like, okay, maybe this is too much. But then you kind
Yeah.
of pushed through it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. That's awesome. So, did you have any big wins like during or after, or have a moment where you're like, holy crap, this is actually working?
The the biggest win
Mm,
was when I had this realization come to me
mm,
that I could really sense. It came to me. I didn't force it. It came from within me. I'm gonna say it like that.
mm,
Yeah. Uh, and let me say this real quick. No one told me how to express what I'm talking about.
right.
I've never researched this really or understood. No one's explained any of what I'm talking about. No one has told me personally about any of this.
Okay.
This is coming from my expression of who I am and
Mm,
what came to me from within. And I'm like, holy shit. Okay. So that's how I know it's true and right. And if
mm,
someone says it isn't, one, I don't give a shit. And two, I don't give a shit. So I had this something come from within me to
mm,
communicate with me, which was me. And I got a sense of the highest version of my
mm,
existence is the way I could say it.
mm,
And I got to play with it.
mm,
I hesitate to explain this to people completely because I don't, I've never even heard of it before.
mm,
Um, and once I experienced that, the only word I could say was everything. Like it was just I was everything. That's what it felt like.
mm.
On a level that was beyond emotions, beyond thinking, beyond subconscious, beyond identity,
Mm.
beyond DNA. I don't know what the fuck you would call it. It was fantastic. And I
Right.
was like, oh, it's me. And I felt this is a very intimate thing I'm sharing. Seriously, this
Mm,
is extreme. This is the most intimate thing I can share. So I'm trusting people. I genuinely felt that I was absolutely complete and perfect as I am, and I always was, and that I had everything I could possibly want or
mm.
need, and I was willing to give my best to the world. And actually, I want to. I want to be my best and give my best
Mm.
to the world. That's what it
That's
felt like.
amazing.
No.
That is that's an incredibly powerful experience. And that's the kind of thing that people talk about experiencing after like big ayahuasca journeys and doing DMT and doing like really heavy psychedelic stuff and a lot of that kind of work. So the fact that this was like kind of a spontaneous event for you, like after doing this work, is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Pretty amazing.
No,
Pretty
no
amazing.
psychedelics, no drugs. No, not for me.
So aside from this massive spiritual spontaneous awakening, were there any other kinds of like when smaller ones, like slightly less earth shattering ones that you experienced along the way?
Yeah. So there's there's if you know the red pill space, they teach you how to be masculine, right?
Hmm.
And they give you these tips and things you can try and you practice and you go in the
Right.
world and you do get results.
Hmm.
And you try to take on those identities and put it within you and such. And you get results. It feels
Right.
a little forced, and over time it could become a habit, and maybe it'll be who you are. But the win I got was that I understood that, and yet I could operate around by transcending that without
Mm.
trying to transcend that. It was like no one needs to tell me anything. I don't need to be
Mm.
told anything. I'm more masculine than you, or I'm confident. I don't I don't have to think that. I don't have to practice something. I just am myself.
Mm.
And I was getting the same results that I was getting before when I would try to do that thing, but I was getting it without even thinking about doing it.
Mm.
And I was getting it in a like it wasn't like, oh, I'm faking it. I wasn't wasting
Mm.
energy. And I was just thinking, I can really sense here who kind of doesn't have their subconscious mind under control. I can just like see it all the time, everywhere. I'm like, oh, interesting. But I don't judge them.
Mm.
I don't judge them.
Right.
I'm like, oh, I get it.
Right.
Oh, look at that. Huh, I understand
Yeah.
where you're coming from. Look at that.
Mm.
Really sweet.
That's amazing. So it's
Useful.
like you had this like you actually have like a genuine confidence now that's actually
Oh,
coming from within as opposed to mentioning the
thank you for
outside.
okay,
You
thank
know.
you. Wait, let me say something. Yes, thank you for saying that.
Mm.
You reminded me. Genuine confidence, real confidence that everyone's talking about. I don't care
Hmm.
who fucking tells you. I'm gonna tell you right now. I know for a fact. It is simply the lack of anything inside you that sees yourself as less than in any way.
Mm.
You're simply at 100%. You're not 110. You're not at 90 for some random fucking reason. You're simply not held back by yourself. That's
Mm.
just being you, nothing inside you holding you back. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist inside you.
Yeah.
That's real confidence. Easy.
It's freedom. Yeah. That's amazing. That's amazing. And the beautiful thing is like once you get there, it's the easiest thing in the world because you just be you and you don't have to do anything else. And it's just there. And it's awesome. It's awesome. So now that your life is like very, very different, this is probably a weird question, but like why is that important to you?
Yeah. So to me, it's important because for two reasons. One, I originally said that I wanted to know what I wanted to do and move
Hmm.
forward in that direction. And it's I realized recently that it's even more important that that question I just said that I wanted the answer
Hmm.
to was bullshit.
Mm.
That's a bullshit question.
Interesting.
The reason it's so much more important to me, the reason is because I'm deciding what is important to me based off
Ah.
who I am. I don't have to look anywhere else. There's no need. I don't
Mm.
have to ask that question either. I don't
Mm.
have to have thoughts unnecessarily. I don't need them. What it
Mm.
is and who I am is what I want to do in that moment. And it's okay to change that later. It, it's fine. Whatever you. So now I can say, okay, I want this, this, and this. Go after it. Nothing hold
Mm.
me back. And say, if that changes later, fine. Great. That's
Mm.
what I wanted to do. If I do something, hey, it's off my mind now. Good. I wanted to do that. Why? Because I wanted to do that. That's the
Mm.
point of life. That's the point of being alive. It's for you
Hmm.
to do whatever the hell you want to do. That's what it's for. It's not for anyone else. That doesn't make
Awesome.
sense.
Awesome. That's amazing. That's truly amazing. Um, what are you excited about doing next? Like, what are you excited about coming up in your life now that
So
you're
I
like
get,
free the way you are?
yeah. I keep getting this. Um, I'm at a certain level in life right now.
Hmm.
I don't like measurements too much, but whatever. Let's say it. I have a
Mm.
certain level in life right now. I have a certain way that I genuinely want to be,
Hmm.
and I keep getting these like powerful sensations inside my chest where every time I have a situation, and I'm gonna answer the question, but I'm explaining it first.
Hmm.
I have anytime a situation comes up that's challenging or tough or I don't like it,
Right.
I keep realizing, hey, the solution is to be your best self, because then this
Hmm.
would never come up. So
Hmm.
go create your best self with the perfect
Mm.
life you want, and there you go. The problem is solved. You have your purpose. There it is. So I'm excited to write down. There are some things that feel right that I want to do,
Okay.
and I'm excited to explore them, and I won't have a regret about it because it's
Mm.
the only thing that's come to my mind. So I'm like, okay, great. There you go. That's your answer. You don't have to second guess it. That's your answer. Go. You'll be fine. There's
That's
no
amazing.
ideal you have to hold on to. You're within yourself. You're guided by yourself. It's okay. Let's go. Let's go. So
Awesome.
there's some things. There's some things. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. What kind of advice would you give someone who was in your position before you started working with me?
Hmm. I would say that, yeah, sure. So if I was going to give advice to someone, I would say, remember, being yourself is priority one. That's what everybody else is doing,
Mm-hmm.
right? Just accept logic for what it is. And if you're going to work with Ryan, make sure that you want to put in the work, and I'll tell you why you want to make sure of that, because that never stops in
Mm.
life. You keep every day you want to put in that work. But guess what? You're doing it for you, for the things you want. What could be a higher cause than that? What could
Mm.
be? How is it? That's what I would tell them.
That's amazing. That's very good advice. Very good advice. Is there anything else you want to share? Anything else you want to say to people before we let you go today?
Um, yes, there is. I wish you guys well.
Mm.
Have great lives. If we cross paths, that's great. I'm studying Muay Thai, so don't mess with me. I'll kick your ass, maybe. We'll try. We'll try. No, I'm kidding. I'm sure we'll get along great. But yeah,
Awesome.
do well. I'm inspired if people do well. That inspires me. I like that feeling. So good luck, guys.
Awesome. Outstanding. Outstanding. Well, Lewis, thank you so much for joining us today. It was awesome to talk with you. Really excited about your transformation. Kind of blown away about exactly how profound that was for you and how deeply you've changed. And I love seeing you moving through the world the way that you are, just being you with that kind of like genuine confidence. It's amazing. It's amazing. So thank you very much. Really appreciate that, and best of luck. And I know you're going to do amazing.
Thank you. Thank you, Ryan.
Awesome. Have a good one. Bye.
Take it.